It's no secret that the Colts need help on the offensive line, most specifically the right guard. That's really easily the weakest point of the offensive line. Maybe, the only real weak point if Bernard Raymond can come around, right? And if Ryan Kelly can return to form. So I want to take a minute to look at somebody that I think we should be getting on the Colts as soon as possible. Okay, if you're on Twitter or on the X, whatever you want to call it, then you have probably seen a lot of people doing hashtag Risner to Indy. And that's exactly who I think we should go get. If you look at Risner's career, right, starting with his rookie season, he played 975 offensive snaps. He had an overall PFF grade of 64.4. And that's a shoddy stat for offensive linemen anyways, because how are they really judging that? I don't really know how they judge it, so take that with a grain of salt. But in his rookie season, he allowed 3 sacks and he had 3 penalties. Okay, then you look at year 2. He has a 61.3 grade, plays 999 offensive snaps, doesn't have a single penalty, doesn't have a single sack allowed. So you see that, right? 0 sacks allowed, 0 penalties. How does he have a 61.3 grade? I don't really understand. So his second year, from the sounds of it, was really good. Okay, and then you go to year 3. He has a 68.5 grade, the best grade of his career, 68.5. He had 2 penalties and 4 sacks allowed on 832 snaps. So it was the lowest amount of sacks that he's played in his entire career. He has the most sacks allowed, and he has 2 penalties, but the highest grade of his career. So you see what I'm saying about PFF? But Dalton Risner, like, there are inconsistencies, right? Which is why he's still free agent at this point. Okay, and then what he did last year is going to add into it, right? 967 snaps, 3 sacks allowed, 1 penalty. So it's not like Dalton Risner's perfect. You know what I'm saying? But this guy was a second round pick for a reason. And he's been a starter his whole career for a reason. So I think if he's ready to play football and we're about to roll into the season with Will Fries, right? Like, unless Arlington Hambright, unless he's the guy going into the season, then go get Risner, right? And if it's not Risner, go get somebody else. I have other ideas, but I think Risner would be the best option to play right guard. And if you're able to fill that spot, if you can get a season with Dalton Risner where he's having 0 penalties and 0 sacks while you have Anthony Richardson, like, that's exactly what we need. Like, what do you mean, right? Put him right next to Braden Smith. Put him right next to Ryan Kelly, right? On the same offensive line as Big Q. Let him come here. Let him learn how to be in this offensive line rather than going somewhere else and figuring it out with somebody else. That's how I feel, right? We need the help right now. That's the weakest part of our team, is the right guard position. We need to get that figured out. I think Dalton Risner could be somebody that slots in to that role. Right? Like, this guy comes in 6'5", 312 pounds. Like, that's a big boy, right? And in Shane Steichen's offense, it's kind of what you need is maulers. Like, it's not like he's out here giving up a bunch of sacks every year, right? The worst year of his career was the year where he had the worst coach he's ever had, probably. So at the end of the day, I just think Dalton Risner, I think he's a fit for this offensive line. I think he's a fit for this scheme. I think he'd be a fit for this team. And I think it's the perfect fit for what this team needs, right? Again, that right guard position was really bad last year. It looks like it's going to be a liability again this year. And with a rookie quarterback, man, like with what we went through with Andrew Luck and him never getting protected, like, Anthony Richardson is already starting at a better point than what Andrew Luck had, but we don't want to put Anthony Richardson in a position to where in 8 to 10 years he's like Andrew Luck, where he wants to walk away from the game because he's too hurt, right? So I think learn from experience, learn from your past, and get it done, right? So again, if you're on Twitter or DX, okay, hashtag Risner to Indy. That's what we're doing. We want to get Dalton Risner on the Indianapolis Colts. So if you want to join in, I'll see you there. My ad is at footballsking7. And with that, hope you enjoy your Saturday. Hope you enjoy the game tonight. And as always, take care of yourself, take care of each other, and go Colts.